What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Gamer Nation, where we're putting up our dukes for fighting games in the video game industry, whether they're still good or they're just a little too niche-y. And to help discuss this with us, we've got...
Niche isn't a word?
Niche.
Also, what other fighting games would there be other than in the video game industry?
There's fighting games where you...
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Fight.
Your point is invalid.
All right, fair enough.
That works.
We're still in the intro,
Laser
guys.
corn
Calm
for the
down.
assist. Speaking of which, we have Lisa Foylів here helping us out, all the way from the Escapists, doing her top 5 again.
Top 5 is
also,
back.
the lead voice in Loco Cycle.
Loco Cycle.
And I was actually kicked before we started filming, saying, make sure you say lead voice.
He said like one of the leads or like co-star. No, I am the lead.
The lead.
The lead.
The game's called Loco Cycle.
Bow down.
Which translates to Crazy Cycle,
It is.
if my translation is
I
correct.
believe that's what that
and
means.
I am the
No,
Crazy
I think
Cycle.
you're
I
incorrect.
am the
We're
Crazy
gonna have to look
Motorcycle.
that up.
Google Translate.
So, again, thank you for stopping by here today. Now, how do you feel about fighting games?
Fighting
up
games. Wow, that's interesting. So, I've always felt that fighting games are like the cool jock in school. How like all of my friends love him and he gets all the hot chicks, but for some reason he doesn't like me and he doesn't invite me to any parties. And you know what? I'm
That
sick.
dick.
I'm sick of trying to impress him.
Okay.
I do not like fighting games, but I respect those who are good at them.
I'm kind of with Lisa. I don't really like fighting games. I don't know if they're the jockey thing. I get bored of them fast. Is what happens. They're kind of like the kid with like the beanie on his head, and you're like, oh, this is so quirky
We
and
will
weird.
find a stereotype for
yeah.
fighting games.
It's
We're
like-
not there yet.
It's like, oh, look how entertaining, but it's like, it's kind of a one-trick pony. Like, I'll learn the new moves and stuff, and I'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool, you can do that. But like, when it gets into like, you know, you can do this, this, and this, and juggle them 5 times, I'm like, I don't care anymore. And then I move on to something else.
Yeah, I feel like as a gamer, you want to be able to be pretty good at all games, not just really, really good at one game. And fighting games take so much of your time
much practice.
to get good that for me it's just like, it's not worth it.
Well, the weird thing about fighting games to me is like it's all about like getting the correct input in, and you have to have like the right controller to do it, or like use a fight stick. Or,
True.
yeah.
Controller is such a big part
So
of
it's like-
playing a fighting game, which is very annoying.
To me, the annoying part is that whole input system where it's like, okay, I know this, I have the right timing, but I just accidentally moved the D-pad that much further than I should have. And,
Obnoxious.
So yeah, again, kind of goes back to the whole uninviting. Like a normal, like just gamer can't be able to like buy any fighting game. Like, all right, hey, I'm gonna play this for a while. Oh, my controller's just not made for this. But fighting games have also opened up in the sense that it's not just these 2D fighters like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. You have brawlers. Like we love
Smash
Super
Brothers
Smash
Brawl.
Brothers.
Yeah, that's the one fighting game that I don't feel like gets boring
I
super
don't
fast.
like Super Smash Bros.
What?
I don't
Blasphemy!
Whoa!
Get
I
out.
don't
Off the show.
like PlayStation
Out
All-Stars.
with you.
I'm sorry. I was
Out.
gonna say the only games I hate more than fighting games are those freaking
Out
brawlers.
with you.
Okay, wait, hold on,
Because
hold on.
I
hold on.
lose. I've never won. And
Oh,
I
really?
played 1,000 times, and my friends are always just so much better than me because they play them for hours and hours.
Well,
and
now
hours.
I
But
feel
it's
like we
not
have to
fun.
play.
It's not
That's
fun
not-
for
you
me
You gotta
anymore.
find people that
It's
are
not
on your
fun.
level. You gotta start with a group of friends and be like, all right, let's get into this game, because that's
Never
kind of
happened.
how I did it.
It's never
Like
happened.
me and my friends just bought the game and we started playing together.
Now I feel like we have
It
to
was
go
awesome.
play.
Yeah, it's
Like I will
yeah.
make you like this game.
There's-
Oh, by showing me pity and losing to me,
Yeah,
that's gonna make me
exactly.
feel real good.
Well,
No,
again,
I've
maybe
just
it's one of those
gone
things
oblivious.
where
But I'm a
you
good
have to
actor, so
start-
I'll be like, oh,
Oh.
damn it. Son of a bitch.
Like, well, the thing with Super Smash or even PlayStation All-Stars, it's a game that's very easy to pick up and play, but difficult to master. Like, there's still things I'm learning about Super Smash Brawl where I'm like, oh, if you're up in the air with Mario and you hit down and A, he's gonna do a move that just smacks you straight down. That's fantastic. Like, there's little things in there that just makes it great for years and years to come because you're still learning new things.
Yeah, I'm
What I
playing-
like about Smash Brothers is it keeps it from getting boring by like adding those random elements. It's like, oh, I'm losing really bad. Random hammer, now I'm winning. Yay! Like
Yeah.
the game changes so fast.
No,
I
I'm
really
not
like
saying
it.
they're bad games. I'm just saying that when I play them, I'm kind of a shaky chihuahua. Like, I can't figure out the button sequence in time to defend myself, and so I just lose and lose and
Now
lose.
I just have this
And it's
adorable
just not
picture in my
fun
head.
anymore.
I have this adorable
Shaky
picture in my head of a
chihuahua.
shaky chihuahua holding a controller trying
me.
to
With
manipulate.
Lisa's head on it.
That's actually exactly how I am for, like, I tried playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and I just couldn't get into it because it was too intense. I'm like, I don't remember what I have to do anymore.
Shaky chihuahua.
I have shaky chihuahua syndrome.
But the cool thing
That's
about
the
that
thing,
game is like if you even know how to do a little bit, so many colors and stuff flash on the screen. You're like, oh, I'm doing awesome right now.
It's like the giant like hit combos up in the corner, but it's only 5. But because it's so big and in your face,
Yeah,
you're
it's
like, yeah,
like,
5-hit
awesome.
combo. Oh, you just did a 50-hit combo. You son of a bitch.
128 hits.
Now, how do you guys feel about fighting games kind of picking up on their own franchises? For example, Injustice now being like a DC fighting game. Super Smash Bros. Is kind of starting to go, which is like a Nintendo fighting game.
I think it would be cool to see more more of those themed fighting games. Like PlayStation All-Stars was cool for a lot of people because they wanted to see all their favorite PlayStation characters in one game. So I think it's cool, like DC, like Marvel vs. Capcom. Like I think people really get in because people are already so big, like into those things, into Marvel comics, into DC comics. It kind of makes sense to like.
Why don't they just do a Marvel versus DC?
Well, and
Just do it!
well, the other thing
Make
is
that game. I would play that fighting game.
well, the other thing is like for whatever reason, people love crossovers. So when you have something like DC characters all coming in and clashing together, people are like, yes, that's f***ing awesome. I want to see that.
As long as they all have Freddy Krueger, I think we.
Yeah, exactly. There you
That
go.
was the
kind
best
of
part of the last
interesting.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
I can be
Freddy's in
Freddy. All other characters are irrelevant.
Yeah.
it? So, Lisa, what would you want to see in a fighting game to kind of maybe open it up more towards your gaming experience?
You know, I really like Injustice. I have to say it's kind of the only one that's kind of drawn me toward fighting
Okay.
games because I feel like they did go the extra mile to make it easily accessible to people who are not super good at fighting games, who aren't just going into it just knowing how to play. And plus, like you said, there's a story mode and like the characters are great and they're characters that we already know and love. So, I mean, yeah, I'd love to see fighting games kind of, you know, cater to the less talented.
So would you say that NetherRealm's actually like doing it right with like Mortal Kombat and Injustice, like just adding more of a single player experience in there as well?
Yeah, my other problem is that fighting games are based pretty much solely on competition. And I'm more of a solo player. I like kind of curling up on my couch and playing by myself and playing RPGs and those different kind of adventures. And fighting games, like, it's all competition. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why it turns me off. So, yeah, kind of just, you know.
But you could totally like curl up on your couch with a headset and like yell at 12-year-olds.
That's Sohiki's weekend every week.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
But yeah, I agree. I thought the last PlayStation All-Stars, I didn't like that they didn't have much of a single player. It was kind of like, you know, still frame cutscene, random matches, and then still frame cutscene, and you're done with that was the arcade mode.
My problem with PlayStation All-Stars is that I don't care what game it is. If you pit Kratos against anyone, they're going to lose.
Kratos was a little OP.
Think that Sly Cooper is going to win against the God of War. He's a God of War.
Sly Cooper.
It's ridiculous.
I've seen Sly Coopers that are good.
I was just upset that Kratos wasn't ripping like the rapper's head off. Like fatality. It's like, now that is a game right there.
That would be cool. I kind of want to see that.
Yeah. DLC.
DLC.
But guys, this is all of our opinions here on Gamer Nation. Now it's time to go to you guys with tweets from the fans. Now, first off, thank all of you guys for following us on Twitter at Smosh Games, where we post the questions. And oh my God, the gun! I saw the gun. You wait for it the entire episode. He's got one bullet in there. Eventually, it hits.
One in the chamber.
So let's go to our
Bullet
first
in the
fan.
shame.
At KaranBK201 saying, Final Fantasy. It's been done with Dissidia, and that's amazing, but if it were on consoles, it would be much better. Now, the question that was posed was, what franchises would you like to see get turned into a fighting game, much like Injustice? So he brings up a good point with Final Fantasy, where you have this franchise with just so many different characters.
Yeah.
And I think
Are the powers varied enough? I didn't play a lot of Final Fantasy.
it seemed very generic.
I would love to call in Bahamut on just another player, just like, nah.
Like, how's that for a special?
Yeah.
But like the normal attacks aren't just people with swords a lot of times and guns.
Well, I think.
Well, no, I mean, it's all
I don't know a
spells and
lot about
summonings and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like you even look at like fighting games where you have like one character will have a sword, another character will just be fists and feet, and another person with guns. It still plays in and ties in. Next up, we have at Pyromaniac95 saying, Mega Man. Who doesn't want to punch the out of Proto Man? Now,
I like Proto Man.
I think this is actually a game, out of all the tweets that I saw, this would probably be the best, because not only do you have like the heroes like Zero and Mega Man, all different variations of them, but how cool would it be to be like the villains?
Well, yeah, like
To
Metal Man and
Yeah,
Dive
Metal Man,
Yeah.
Chill Penguin just kind of like sliding back and forth. It would be such a fun game.
yeah, it'd be really cool.
There's a lot of creativity in the Mega Man games.
So the Sheep Man
Cut
dude
Man.
thing that was in 9.
Splash Woman, come on, the only female robot
That's
master.
true.
I don't.
Give her
remember
some
that.
love.
I only
Don't
played
love.
Mega
She
Man 2
She
and
like sang and
maybe
like hurt his ears
X.
really bad. You know, like a real woman would do.
Like Dr. Wily has like this tournament you have to beat all. It would be such a great game. Like that's one I would really,
She was
really want to
singing.
see.
I always thought she was nagging him.
Oh, that's right.
At New Gig or New Gig says Twisted Metal and DMC. A short and sweet tweet, but really I want to give Sohinki the chance to rant about how awesome a Twisted Metal fighting game would be.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Sweet Tooth is an All-Stars.
Sweet Tooth is an All-Stars, but it would be totally awesome to see like Mr. Grimm versus Sweet Tooth and Dollface versus, I mean, anyone. Yeah, Spectre, or, you know.
Like,
there's
Calypso's
so many.
just having another tournament.
Well, the great thing, like, especially in Twisted Metal Black, you got to see, like, how dark and crazy all of the characters were, and it's like, seeing them fight would be really cool.
What if it was just Sweet Tooth's daughter versus everyone?
Yeah.
That's kind of like how. Or that creepy intro when he's like trying to kill her in the house.
Yeah. But that's not his
Maybe
daughter,
fun.
is it?
Dolphin?
Oh, that is his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
See?
Look at School and Soinky on is one of his favorite.
Well, no, I mean
franchises.
that was the newest.
Yeah, that
Twisted
was the
Metal,
newest one
to
as
be
well.
fair.
I remember when I was younger, like Pokemon was just kind of like a big thing. I really wanted to see a
Ooh, that's a
Pokemon
good one.
fighting
Wasn't
game.
there Pokemon like Arena or something?
Well, yeah, there was
Yeah,
Stadium, but that was
Stadium
so
wasn't that kind
standard.
of a fighting game?
But it would be
Wasn't it
cool.
still turn-based?
It would be really cool because, all right, so you
Yeah.
know how in Super Smash you have the ability to change out Pokemon. So it would be like a tag format, and you'd play as like Squirtle, and Pikachu would be like your team. And so like when you wanted to tag out, it would just suck them back in, and you'd throw out the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's what I really wanted to see when I was younger. It's like, you know, Pokemon would make an amazing fighting game.
I feel like that could be made it like by an indie developer super quick right now, and I would play it all the time.
Yeah.
Just not with all the new Pokemon, they don't count. Anyways, guys,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sending in your tweets. But now for the best segment we might have here. Ladies,
It's a little segment where we pit one of our gamers against another in a battle of wits, a war of words. It's a segment we like to call PvP.
Dangerous. Today on PvP, we have the discussion 3D fighters versus 2D fighters. Today, defending 3D fighters, we have Joven. Defending 2D fighters, we have Sohinky. And Joven, you're gonna go first. Ready?
Right.
Go.
All right, so with a 3D fighter, it adds a whole new element to the fight. Whereas in just a 2D fighter, it's like, all right, you two next to each other. Now you have to work in dodge attacks, being able to kind of like roll around if you got knocked out, just kind of throw your opponent off. If I'm Scorpion, I throw a spear, and then you kind of dodge to the right and kind of like zoom in. It's like, it keeps you on your toes so much more. I know it's a field that didn't really work. You don't see it too much anymore, but that doesn't mean that it can't work in the future. There's so much good to it. We just need to give it another shot.
You have a couple more
I was
seconds.
thinking more. So 3D fighters.
Just kidding,
are-
you're done. You're done. 30 seconds.
Getting
Go.
All right, now here's the thing about 3D fighters is that there really isn't good enough technology, I feel, nowadays to make an actual 3D fighter that works. What you have in normal 3D fighters today is a 2D fighter where you can happen to sidestep every now and then to avoid an attack, and usually the mechanics aren't even good enough that the sidestep makes a lot of sense. You'll end up getting hit by attacks anyways. So really, all the 3D fighters out right now are just very modified 2D fighters that have fake 3D in them. That's my main argument. And most of your favorite games, Jovenshire, as far as fighting games go, are 2D
Stop!
fighters. Saying.
15-second rebuttal. Joven, go.
Yes, just because it hasn't been done well or right before doesn't mean that we can't do it now. Yes, sweeping, like there's too many attacks that will hit you out of a sidestep. That doesn't mean that they should be implemented in there. It's a great mechanic that can be used properly if the game itself is made right.
Stop. You were just stopping short of your time.
I know how to get to my
15 seconds.
point.
Go.
All right, now, I just have to say, like, the format of a 2D fighter is just so, like, straightforward and simple, and yet there's so much complexity in it. You add that third element of the 3D motion, and it kind of, like, muddies the water just because the technology isn't there yet. I would love to see a 3D fighter that worked, but that just doesn't exist today.
Stop. This
For
is
the
a
love
lot
of
of power. I have so much power here. I feel like a time
She's
lord.
gonna walk
Give me
around the
silence.
stopwatch everywhere.
Yeah.
How are you doing? You have 10 seconds to answer me.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching Gamer Nation
The
today.
champ is here.
You let us know who you think won the debate, myself or Soinky, 2D versus 3D. What are some of your favorite fighters? Maybe Clay Fighter. We didn't really mention that one today. Well, let us know in the comments below. Guys, till the next time.
You just wanted to talk about Clay Fighter randomly.
I did. I love Clay Fighter. It was so good. So good. Anyways, we'll see you next time, guys.